Hi, I'm Sean. I play in a band called ForeignWolf. So I've been playing roughly about 12 years, I'm going to say. Like, definitely since third year. I know the exact moment as well. I was in music class and we were part of this tiny orchestra where there was a percussion section. There wasn't like percussion instruments, but everybody was given a part of the kit. And I was given the hi-hat. And the teacher was asking me to do like 16th notes. So it was just da, 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 like that. And of course, like if you just go straight into that, your wrist can't take it. And the teacher was like laughing at me and all. She was like, "Oh, you're terrible at this." And I was like, "Oh, I'm so stubborn." So then after that, I took up some drum lessons and got some pointers from Michael. I can't remember his second name, but yeah, Michael. He had a soul patch, and yeah, he taught me some things about drums and never looked back. So the first song I learned to play was, I think, Lithium by Nirvana. We were all just super into Nirvana. I had been playing drums like 2 weeks. So naturally, if I own a kit, please be in the band. So I was suddenly the drummer for this band, and we were shocking. It didn't sound anything like Lithium. And yeah, Lithium by Nirvana, my first song. So my first band was tying into the previous story as well, where I was the drummer for 2 weeks. We came up with the name Infestation, simply because the guitarist actually had a rat infestation out the back. Because he lived in the country, like it was just out in Lifford and stuff like that, County Donegal. So we were a band for about 3 weeks before we had our first gig. So at this point, couldn't play drums, no idea. So then we went up. My parents came to see because they're like super supportive and always have been of drums and me playing music and stuff like that. Uh, they said like, well, at least she tried and stuff like that. They didn't say it was bad, but they were like, at least she got up there and did the thing. And then of course, they took like VHS footage of it and stuff. And our guitarist Luke was actually smoking on stage. The cigarette fell out of his mouth because he tried to be cool and like puff, but it rolled down his t-shirt and onto the floor. And like there's just like a wee video of that. I must like dig it up. Like it was so funny. My favorite drummer would probably be Jojo Meyer. I just love that like syncopation stuff like that. Benny Grebe, and there's just so many. I really liked In Me when I was younger as well. I liked all those like sort of electronica kind of vibes and mixing it with the live drum sound. And obviously Neil Peart was really good for that as well. Um, yeah, oh, you could just sit and list drummers all day, couldn't you? Um, but I loved all the Nirvana drummers as well, like Chad Channing and obviously like Dave Grohl and all the lads. Like it's just like it's simple drums, but it's just incredible. Like it just lifts the song completely. For me, one of my best gigs was easily any of the radar shows. We got to play there twice as the Big Grizzly. First time we played, we were a three piece, and second time we went back four piece. Just added a singer basically. First time we were supporting like Dust Schultz, who were incredible. They're actually still sitting in album three, I think. I really hope it comes out sometime. Second time we went in was us, Chocolate Love Factory, and Runaway Bears. Great people to be on a bill with. Like they're just so friendly and lovely. But I think basically another Big Grizzly gig as well, is because like when you're turning about with your mates, you're having the best of times, and then there's very little can go wrong from that. But one of my favourite shows was down in Clonmel in the now closed Piper Inn, and basically at the end of the show, then like we were getting free beer all night and stuff like that. But at the end of the show, they sent us home with like a bag of cans and like petrol money and just looked after us, like treated us like absolute kings. It was crazy. Like for me, the worst gig was, there's been a fair few to be fair, but a lot of the time when you get to a venue, you know yourself when you get down there and the kit's just not up to par. Like somebody goes like, "Oh, don't worry, I've got a kit," and it's like held together with like plastic bags of the snare, and the seat's like fucking wonky, and it's falling apart, and cymbal stands are rusty. There's no felts at all. It's like, oh, the amount of things. But one of those times was in the Empire actually. Beautiful venue, always incredible sound, cream of the crop. So I was like looking forward to it. It was like, oh, we're getting to play the Empire again. This is going to be amazing. Nothing could go wrong. Landed down, and the guy's kit was falling apart. I was like, no way, you're the headlining band. How can you have a bad kit? So yeah, I had to like drive away and get like my own stuff basically to set up. And then he was like complaining about me like changing his kit around. I was like, I'm making it better. You're welcome to use my stuff. I was like, I was terrible. Like, because even during soundcheck, like the snare stand was one of those like, you know, stock snares that you get just from like cheap kits or whatever. And it just fell apart and stuff. And I was like, oh, we can't play like this. But yeah, it's basically any gig that has poor equipment. If you're going to provide the backline, make sure it's up to par. That's all. It's like not rocket appliances, like as Ricky would say. Drums have always been my what do you call it? My constant. So they've always been there, no matter what happens. Like good experiences, bad experiences, just like your family. The drums are always there. They don't change. You know, it's always the same thing. So you've always got that kind of like thing to fall back on. You can just disappear into a room, turn your phone off, and just play drums for hours and hours and hours. And it's really like centering almost. Like you can just like send yourself right back to the first time you've ever like picked up a set of sticks. So yeah, like that's why I really like drums. It's always been like a support mechanism or something. Especially when you have like times of like poor mental health and stuff like that. You can just, like I say, you can just disappear into it. I've met so many people through playing drums as well. On this this podcast. So like, you know, it's like ever evolving as well, and it like each day's a different experience as well, because you're never the same person each day and stuff. So like the way you approach drums is different from day to day as well. So yeah, it's just never ever changing experience, and yeah, I just love it. I play for ForeignWolf, as we were talking about, and basically our first gig is the 8th November in McHugh's. We're playing alongside Paper Tigers, Rhinos, and Faggish Buchan, and we're going to be launching our EP the next week then. That's going to be the 15th of November, and the first video from that comes out on the 5th November, and that'll be Hard to Bear as the first single. And if not, Justin or G or Dave can shout at me for messing it up. And also in November, Cans Across the World, my beer blog podcast, we're going off the drink to raise money for a CC Animal Sanctuary, so people can donate to that if they're kind enough.